Episode starting.
Welcome. Sorry. I'm going to start it with that.
Oh, okay.
It's like a fucking Star Trek computer. It's like, episode begin.
Skyler, Michael, Crit Couch, Zelda.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
So we were talking last episode, Skyler was asking about like the like relationship like
between
it
Link
like
and Zelda.
our Link and Zelda interrelationship, and we're gonna like dodge around.
Yeah, we're not going to talk.
Modern Zelda, or at least like recent stuff. I would say like
Yeah, well, because we talked a little off mic, so I could tell you what I was thinking. And I tell you what, guys, in the next Zelda game we play, I'll bring it up again, and I'll totally forgot.
No, it's fine. We'll give it time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, like, I mean, Breath of the Wild is multiple years old at this point, so it feels in Breath of the Wild like there might be something between Link and Zelda, and I think that's been. Oh God!
You know,
very.
Oh, did you just mess something up?
Nope. Yep. Well,
you know, hey,
did you see what was going on there?
Oh, yeah, it looked like
those eyes shoot lasers.
It looked like hell.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to interrupt because I do want to talk that.
Okay.
But I want to give you some time to talk about this dungeon. So can we switch gears and talk dungeon first?
We can. What do you want to know about the dungeon?
Is there anything to know about the dungeon, and what's the weird like design element here? Because that ice dungeon was so particular, or is this one a lot more straightforward?
This is a lot more straightforward.
Okay.
This one's a lot more conventional. I would say probably the next dungeon has kind of a weird gimmick.
I love these guys with their tongues out.
We'll lick whatever you put on us.
Yeah, your move, tiny man.
You just gotta time it between the fireballs. We can't control our GERD. Do you know what that is?
What is a GERD?
Gastrointestinal reflux disorder.
Okay.
It's acid reflux.
Got it. Okay. We can't control our GERD. GERD sounds so weirdly. That is a perfect word for gastrointestinal issues. GERD sounds like you have a problem. I've got the GERD.
That's how you feel. It's how it sounds.
Yeah. GERD. Yeah. It sounds like you coming up with you tried to bomb that wall, but it's not bombable.
Yeah, there's fake outs. We talked about that a little bit.
You fucking game.
This dungeon is, like I said, it's a little more straightforward. I mean, there's some layering. Like you kind of see some advancement from Dungeon 4. I think was the first one where we got the Titan's Myth. That's where we really saw some of this layering happen. This one's nice because it actually like gives you the mesh, which is a cool effect. So you can actually see the transparency layer, which that.
Sorry,
you're good. Where that effect happened. This one's kind of weird. So I think what's actually going on here, it makes it look like these things are spitting at you. There's actually some of those little fire mouths behind it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And that's
it's coming from the very top. That's clever.
It's very simple, but it is a cool example.
Watch out for the potato aliens.
Oh, they shit bombs too. They shit green bombs.
Yeah.
Why are your bombs green?
That's my booger bomb.
It's just the color of their GI tract.
Oh. You gotta get that checked out, little potato guy.
That's not how things are supposed to look, man.
Like, I know you're a little potato man, but that's probably still bad.
I do want to say something about that particular effect, though, because if you're interested in game design, if you want to do game designy stuff, that approach is an interesting way of taking a tool or an asset or something that you have built and applying it in such a way that you don't really have to do anything new, right? So like now realistically, if you look at it hard enough, you can pretty much tell that like the fireball, like the torches themselves are not animated, like it's not coming from them, but because there's such a minor obstacle, it is kind of I think a cool effect to they take the little thing that spits fireballs, they put it behind something that is made of fire.
It's a great asset reuse.
Yeah, and it doesn't really conflict, like it's not terribly like it's not a major set piece.
No, but to what you're saying, like it's a good lesson in I was just talking about this in regards to Tears of the Kingdom of asset reusal or reusal. I don't reuse.
It's already an adjective in that form.
I was. Oh god, brain died.
Or verb or whatever. Verb.
How's that English major?
It's been 20 years since I got it, so.
It's. I have forgotten more than you'll ever know. But no, like asset reuse is, and I will actually say asset repurposing can be such an important, like, I don't want to call it like workaround, but it is that. It's so easy to retheme something with clever usage of, hey, I've already got the coding for this.
Yeah.
All I've got to do is change a few little things around. And now, because this is something we talk about, is it's not so much what you're doing or what the game is doing, it's how it feels. And if it feels different, it's evoking that from the player.
Yeah, and a lot of people, depending on how you engineer asset reuse,
Nice dodge.
We've talked about this a little bit before around different games, and I know we've talked about it. I can't remember what the context was, but like a lot of it has to do with like how clever is your reuse, right? Because
Yes.
like I think, and I'll say like I don't personally have a problem with palette swaps because
Well, you do when they cost $10.
okay, yeah, that's a different type of palette swap. No,
that's a different conversation too.
No, I don't have an inherent problem with palette swaps the way that some people tend to, as long as it feels like the game is still. We'll talk here because it's one of these rooms. Because the game, like
Just chill
like
out.
Final Fantasies are a great example because there are so many sprites and so many enemies. They have a good variety at base, and honestly, Zelda's a good example too.
8. But Zelda's a good variety too.
7, 8, 9. Because like the red and blue is a distinction between difficulty levels, but it's consistent throughout. So the palette swap becomes kind of a rule of play. So it's not exclusively like we're just being lazy or whatever. There's actually like a purpose to it.
And I would go as far as to say, because I think I've talked about Monster Hunter and like Final Fantasy 14 before. Those two games do a really good job of like utilizing some of the same rigs, but for different creatures. Because like Final Fantasy 14, there's a certain Cyclops you fight. And I think one of the big things with it is it doesn't like. Yeah.
That's the one that murders James all the time.
Yeah.
He cannot ever figure out the Cyclops mechanics.
Oh, but so you fight a version of that same monster in many different forms. One of them's like a giant crocodile monster. One of them's like a dragonkin. But it's the same like. It's the same rig. It's the same movement and model and everything. It just looks a little different. And it's such a clever use of the assets from like a mechanical or that kind of standpoint. However, it reads completely different because it's like thematically where you find it, stuff like that. And let's be honest, like the Rathian and the Rathalos in Monster Hunter, okay, one of them's got a poison tail, I guess. But other than that, man, they move pretty goddamn similar. So, to the people who I know love Monster Hunter and may condemn me for that, whoops. What did we just do?
This is probably the one gimmick in this dungeon that I'll bet people got stuck on because I don't think there's anywhere else in the game that uses a 2-room
Torch system
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, you have to light all 4 of those torches and it moves those spikes in this room.
Okay.
We didn't come in here before, so Ringo with his eyes, Sahasrala, the elder. I forgot my own goddamn name. It's hard being an elder. You must set fire to 4 torches to open the way forward. So they give you a hint, but it is so like it's kind of an indication that this puzzle was kind of obtuse.
Yeah.
That they
had to
also,
spell it out so much.
It also breaks model in that you do not normally fall into these solid black holes.
Mm.
And this one you actually do. There's another.
Well, you just did that in the ice dungeon.
It wasn't a solid black hole. It was one of the ones that has the texture beneath it.
Mm.
That is conventionally how you.
Is that the boss room?
We still haven't gotten the chest here, which we technically don't need to get the big chest to beat. We do need it for the next level, though. Oh, you know what? We might actually need it to get through the dungeon. It's fine.
What's in this chest?
This chest has a cane that does magic stuff.
Just general magic things,
Yeah, it's more magic.
As though I didn't have enough.
Yeah, I think I actually named the last episode we released was like, why does a teenager have this much magic?
Yeah, I saw that. I liked it. Hated the episode, but great title. No,
fuck you. You were part of that episode too, you know.
I don't take credit for that half. I just go into like a weird trance state while we're doing these episodes, and then whatever comes out, comes out. So, improv. I should take some improv classes at some point. The Cane of Somaria.
So this has select functionality.
I need to bring my mic closer. I'm sorry, you made a block.
Yeah, it makes blocks that can be used to like. Now they only work on certain things.
Okay.
So that kind of matters. Like,
Can you use them to hold down buttons, or?
Well, so that's actually something I'm not sure about. Because I've never done Dungeon 5 before this dungeon. I am now curious if those blocks work on the button in Dungeon 5, and they can kind of help you maneuver around that. No, you know what? I think. I don't know. I'm saying I think, but I am second guessing my thoughts. I actually just don't know.
Okay, this isn't good content, but I just need to show you. This is something James sent. It's like this is a Guilty Gear character.
Like in an armor suit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll do that off screen.
Yeah. Like you're showing me this thing. It's like I don't know how to parse this.
Yeah. All good. Sorry about that, everyone. That was just for me. I'm a bunny.
Look at this, a little bunny tail.
Oh yeah, it does wiggle a little.
I don't even remember what I was talking about before now.
So to roll back, way back. Sorry if everybody wanted to hear the end of that thought. We can go back to the relationship because I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, because there definitely are some where they have like a closer relationship. Link and Zelda. Makes me think of like Twilight Princess though. Okay.
Yeah, this is a place you need it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was just saying I don't actually know if you could use this in. Oh no.
Is it not on the button
there.
enough?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you could use this in the ice dungeon to actually like solve that button and kind of avoid the larger problem that comes up with that loop around. Because I've never done that dungeon before this one. Anyway.
Gotcha. Well, the next time we play through this game, we'll do it in a different order.
Yeah. So, right, the relationship stuff.
Yeah, well, because, like, so Skyward Sword, Link, and Zelda are, like, very close. And again, I think that is one of the things that game succeeded in was, like, character buy-in, for sure.
Yeah, and I'd say it's pretty clear that there's a thing between them.
Big time. They're like childhood friends and stuff.
Well, and there's the whole I made you this thing that definitely feels like a romantic gesture, or especially because of the kind of like way their village is situated. It feels like this is how you ask someone to marry you in this village, sort of thing.
Yes. Twilight Princess, Zelda is barely in that game. Like. She is just like the Queen of Hyrule and barely plays a part because you're really more invested in Midna in that game.
Yeah.
And then like here's a spoiler, but you know, if you haven't played Twilight Princess, I can't help you. That makes it sound like everyone should play that game. It's okay. I really liked it. I like the tone and everything.
Yeah.
And the art style is pretty fun. Plus, Twilight Princess Link is ripped as hell. Like, that boy is jacked. But yeah, the relationship there is like, you meet Zelda, I think, all of 2 or 3 times, and then she literally even sacrifices herself midway through the game or so to give her power to Midna. So then, like, Zelda's just out of the picture until the very end after that point. And, like, some of the final scenes and stuff have Zelda there, but the focus is still very much on you and Midna, not really you and Zelda at all. So very different relationship, I would say, like, because in that one, you're not, like, really her sworn knight so much as you're a farm boy who falls into destiny, basically, because you can turn into a wolf or some shit. Your inner furry gives you the ability to, you know, be the knight of Hyrule. Man, you were.
Well, I'm trying to get this. There we go.
Aha.
Well, so because there's a hint somewhere in the game about being able to do this, but if you freeze things and
pop them with a hammer,
you get magic. There's like a much higher chance of dropping magic. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and going back, because, like, you know, rewinding a little bit further here to, like, the earlier ones, there's definitely a lot more that's just, like, you know, the narrative component is not as strong with them because of older games.
Older games.
So this is also another fun...
Oh, more eyes! Who could have fucking guessed? What are you...
So these little eyes fly at you.
I wouldn't know it.
But here's the thing. These...
You're invisible right now?
Yeah. This goo hurts you if you step in it normally.
So you're just invisible.
So yeah, I'm just standing in it and now waiting for this guy to pop out, and...
This is why you wanted the magic, I see.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got a magic potion too, but...
I almost feel sorry for him. Like, legitimately...
The only thing I can do is see. Yeah. The only thing is see, and I can't see him.
Yeah, and you've decided to go invisible. Fantastic.
I thought I was supposed to be the one that has the weakness, like I'm a giant monster. Yeah. Size is supposed to matter.
Yeah, this one's you.
I'm so close to done with this bullshit.
You know how gooey my boots are now?
All right, you better hurry up because I'm standing in eye goop. I don't even know what I want this one to be.
Vrigo, because of you, I can escape the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you.
I gotta get my boots out of the clutches of this fucking eye poop. God damn.
Listen, Ganon captured us because he couldn't break the seal of the wise men with his power alone.
I got a seal that needs breaking.
What does that even mean?
Figure it out.
Anyways, and then, using the wizard Aghanim, yeah, that's right, that's the bad guy. Aghanim as his pawn, he drew us to the Dark World. After cracking the seal with our powers, he sealed us inside of these crystals. He then, this is just all just like blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
Blah. He then gave us to his loyal monsters. Most of them were eyeballs. But Ganon didn't plan on getting this far. No, click the next line. Thank you. Now, Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Please hurry. Do you understand?
Yeah, I heard all of that. I definitely wasn't taking a nap.
Was any of that important?
Something about a turtle? Was it a recipe? Like, well, anyway.
Anyways, I guess I'll go to Amazon and buy some, like, Turtle Beach headphones.
That's next time on Quick Couch. Sponsorship!
That's the brand, right? Turtle Beach?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, yeah.
I've never actually used them, so I have no...
I just remember that name. I think that's what it is.
Next time on Quick Couch.
Peace! Deuces. Plus, Midna is way hotter than Zelda.